pressured away too much. And here we already have it. Scizor, one of my favorite Pokemon, taking the stage.
Two of the new Pokemon you can catch in Pokken Tournament Deluxe on Switch as that comes out. Matt Pat versus Stephanie Pat. Scizor versus Empoleon. Let's get this started off in field phase right now. Scizor gonna unleash a couple projectiles right here, get some damage on Empoleon. Meanwhile, Empoleon doing a fine job of blocking Vicky, and being able to master that block is critical.
It is very critical, and as we saw right there, already a phase change. This is where you're gonna see the most damage being done. This is dual phase. You wanna rack up as much damage as possible, and immediately with another phase shift right there,
Matt Pat as Empoleon putting some pressure on Stephanie Pat, who is going to be Scizor. Meanwhile, Scizor doing a fine job of zoning out Empoleon early on here, D1.
But you already see Empoleon just using Aqua Jet to get inside. Empoleon, not quite the fastest character, but if he's able to use Aqua Jet, he has 4 different options out of it that allows him to get in. And already right there, taking the first round over Scizor.
Empoleon with the grab to secure that one. That means Matt Pat gets the victory. If Matt wins one more round, he's victorious. And there's something about marriage advice. You can either be victorious or happy. So I'll let you think about that one, Matt, as you get set for the next round here. Now, as we get set, we saw with Scizor, Stephanie Pat really struggling for the most part to get a lot of big hits on Empoleon. Empoleon doing a fine job of blocking Vicky.
although Empoleon may be very slow in his own way, when he gets in, he does immense amount of damage, and that is exactly what we saw that last game. But at the moment, we're not seeing that right now. We're seeing a completely different game compared to the last game we were introduced to.
Full synergy gauge for both players right now, and how important is that synergy gauge, D1, as far as the timing of when you want to use it?
So with the synergy gauge, you can actually use it to get some pressure off of you if you're blocking. You can get some recoverable health, and also access to a burst attack, which will be able to turn the tides of a match.
Empoleon with the grab, Matt Pat with the early lead, 326, 237 on the health bar. Scizor trying to get some damage done in field phase. Meanwhile, gonna go ahead and shift it right here. Stephanie Patrick trying to hang on and force a third round in this game between the two that are the husband and wife. Meanwhile, Empoleon with yet another grab, and Vicky, Stephanie unable to negate those grabs.
That's quite unfortunate right there, but she's activating her burst mode right now. That burst mode does a lot of damage, exactly 223 to be exact. He needs to watch out with only 51 health. Oh, but unfortunately misses just by a tad bit.
Here comes the support Pokemon with Latia. Stephanie Pat trying to give Matt Pat a to-do list and get to the third round here. However, Empoleon into the synergy burst, and Stephanie Pat.
I believe that was actually a short-range counter, so if Mewtwo would have thrown an attack, that burst could have immediately activated and gone through that counter, just like it does for every other burst.
Absolutely right. Right now, both fighters in each other's face, applying some pressure. Mewtwo with a nice grab, going to do some damage right there. Early advantage Mewtwo, 57 seconds left, plenty of time. Still going to go ahead and try to push Weavile up against the edge of the stage here and just doing a fine job of pinning Weavile back. And look at all that damage Nairo was able to apply, D1.
And not only all that amazing damage that Nairo could apply, but you have to be afraid, because right now going into the third round, we have Justin Wong with full burst.
Justin Wong with full burst. Nairo, meanwhile, with Mewtwo, able to get the victory on Weavile. So let's go to our third and final round to decide this game. Very exciting right here. Meanwhile, Mewtwo gonna go ahead, try to get the aerial on Weavile. Misses right there, but how about the juggling right here, D1?
Nairo is actually on a tear, opening up with that Hyper Beam and also getting a combo into the Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and Thunder Punch. How is Justin Wong gonna be able to bring it back?
Nairo, Justin Wong coming down to the end here in this round, a third and final one, victory for each one of them. Mewtwo once again applying the pressure on Weavile.
This side strike, okay, Justin Wong, 71 health left. This is impressive play right here from Nairo.
And Nairo using Cresselia to get some of that health back. Meanwhile, burst mode activated for Weavile and Justin Wong. You've got to lay it all out on the line at this point, getting some pressure and some support from the support Pokemon. Here comes the burst move, but no, gonna be blocked by Nairo. Nairo counters with that juggle up against the wall here, Vic.
And all that pressure against the wall, will Nairo take it right here? Only
you know, never stop smiling right there. Let's get set for our next round here. Now, this is critical right here, D1, because if Empoleon gets the victory, that's the third and decisive game point for Matt, Pat, and Alistair. That'll give them their first point of this match. Early pressure being applied by Empoleon, and the nice juggle right there, D1.
Yeah, and I also notice how Empoleon is also taking to the skies, making it very difficult for Darkrai to find quarter.
542 to just 4. Darkrai's going to need all the help it can get to try to keep Empoleon away from the victory. However, that Reshiram going to do some major damage and decrease the attack. However, Darkrai trying to back up, zone out. Empoleon missing a couple times. Darkrai gonna negate the throw, get some damage on Empoleon. This could be something incredible. Here we go. Synergy burst activated for Darkrai. Hanging on the ropes with just 76 health, but here you go, Vicky.
Oh, but you cannot shield that, and that is exactly what we're talking about, Jordan. You cannot shield that. You can't just shield that burst.
You can't shield it, and there's no lifeguard on duty for Darkrai.